Have you ever sat down to make art and just felt completely uninspired? It's like you're waiting for this light bulb moment to show up. Inspiration is not something that just comes out of nowhere. It's something that you have to cultivate. It's something that you have to actively seek out. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I consistently find inspiration, even when I'm feeling uninspired. You don't find inspiration by waiting for it. You have to go out and look for it. It's like many people think inspiration is this thing that just falls down on you, and it's like this aha moment and everything just all of a sudden comes into place, like falls into place seamlessly. But in reality, inspiration is something that you build over time. If every time I sat down to make art, I was waiting for inspiration, I'd be waiting forever. And we don't have time for that in 2025. We need to be making art consistently. So here are some ways that I like to actively seek out inspiration. I love to flip through my old sketches in my sketchbook. Sometimes I think we need something new to inspire us, but sometimes revisiting old ideas or any forgotten themes is really all we need to get our inspiration flowing. So for example, maybe you can flip through your old sketches or some of your old work and revisit some of maybe the color palettes that you used in the past that you really loved and you want to revisit. Or maybe it's a sketch that you sketched out but you didn't feel like painting right then and there. Because, sometimes revisiting old ideas is all we need to spark something fresh and new. It could be like the springboard that you need for your imagination to sort of get going and to leave you inspired right in this moment. Another inspiration gathering activity that I love to do is to simply go out in nature. Like when I'm feeling creatively stuck, sometimes going outside it's just so life-giving to me. It's like as soon as I step outside, everything changes. I don't know if it's the movement or the fresh air or the environment, the way the clouds move across the sky, the way the trees are just reaching up towards the sun. Being out in nature, it really helps me to feel connected to a larger creative story, because in nature, art is always being made around us, right? And when I connect with that, I remember that inspiration is not something that you have to look for. It's really something that you have to tap into because it's already all around us. Because shout out to Mother Nature, she's that girl. She is the ultimate artist. So going out in nature sometimes is all you really need to leave you feeling inspired for your next creative project. I also love to stay inspired by reading and writing, because sometimes my inspiration doesn't come from images, it comes from words. So when I read, I'm not really looking for information. I'm more so looking for something to shift my perspective, like a sentence, a phrase, even a word sometimes is all I need to get my creative inspiration going. Writing is another inspiration-seeking activity that I love to do, especially when I'm in a creative session in the studio. I've made a habit of keeping a studio journal. Actually, lately I've been combining my studio journal with my sketchbook, and I've been adding text right in my sketchbook as I'm making art because it's been just so cathartic and therapeutic for me. Writing sometimes it just helps me to uncover ideas I didn't even know that I had. So writing can really be an activity to help you to stay inspired, to help you to stay connected to your art, to your creative flow, and really leave you inspired with ideas and themes and things that are going on inside of you that you didn't even know. It's like an activity that helps me to connect the dots of the different things that are going on in my studio practice, in my art practice. So the next time you're feeling uninspired, try getting your thoughts out on paper, try creative writing, even if it's something that you think is simple or silly, because you never know where your creative inspiration and your creative ideas can come from. Maybe sometimes it comes from things that have nothing to do with your main art practice. Also, I love to read books and write about things that have nothing to do with my main source of making art, because creative ideas come from everywhere. They come from all around us. And I don't like to pigeonhole myself into one aspect of making art, like only reading one type of art book or one type of book or getting inspiration from just one source. So try reading books about things that have nothing to do with your main source of making art or writing, getting your thoughts out on paper, getting deep into that creative flow state, and just letting whatever thoughts come in your mind, writing them down on paper, and see if that doesn't spark some new inspiration for you for your next creative session. So the next time you're feeling creatively stuck, try one of these methods and see what happens. And remember, inspiration isn't something that's just going to happen. It's something that you have to find. If you want to stay inspired, you have to actively seek out inspiration. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye.